Okay, so we've heard the bad that's happening. I mean, they're really literally lying to our kids. And they're doing it to try and destroy our economic system and to destroy future American prosperity. Really?
Well, whenever you have something bad, the Bible says you overcome the evil with the good.
Okay, what's the good?
So if there's something, the good is the truth. Because if you know the truth, you don't buy the lies. And the problem is so many Americans have not been educated to the truth. They don't know the truth. If you know the truth, it is so easy to just absolutely dismantle the 1690 Project of Marxism.
Well, this is time. Let's tell the truth.
And let's also point out that the important thing isn't that we're saying we want to counter the bad by just saying all the good things America did, because we want to say let's be truthful, let's be honest.
Right.
That's right.
But this is where you overcome lies with the truth. And the truth is, America's not perfect, but America has been one of the most special nations, and America's done a better job of the good overcoming the evil than any other nation in the history of the world. And actually, if you go back, this is a copy of Jefferson's original handwritten draft of the Declaration of Independence.
Wow.
So this is page 1 and 2. That's page 3 and 4. So first of all, Jefferson dies 1826. When he dies in 1828, there was a volume of his writings that came out. And there was an original draft that Jefferson in his own hand had done of the Declaration. And it's super fun because on the side, you can see that there's edits made along the way where something is struck out. Over on the side, this says Dr. Franklin, this says Mr. Adams. So it's like a Google Word document. It shows, right, like who did the actual edits along the way, which is just awesome.
Unbelievable.
So, and they worked on this for a month before it went to Congress, and they approved the Declaration on the 4th. So this is a month of work that Jefferson put in beforehand.
So this is a committee of 5 that comes together, but Jefferson drafts this, and what's super interesting is in this 3rd and 4th page, the longest grievance Jefferson has right here.
Right, this
all
is the love letter, the Dear
the
King
Dear John letter, right?
Yeah.
This is the greatest breakup letter that was ever written. We said it's not us, it's all you. We gave all these reasons why. But in this super long grievance, the longest grievance in here is a grievance against slavery, where Jefferson says that you have brought people from a foreign nation in this land against their will and against our will. We've actually tried to pass laws to end this, and you've struck down all those laws. What's super interesting is right here, he says men, and actually it starts off, he says determined to keep open a market where men, and men is all caps,
it is,
capital
wow.
MEN, and a market where men should be bought and sold. The men he's talking about are the African slaves. And you can read the whole grievance. I encourage.
So all men are created equal.
Right.
Has got to include the slaves.
And this is where in boldness he included it, because he made sure we completely understood who the men were. And it's so interesting as we hear so much of the narrative today going back to the founding fathers or the founding of America, people hear that America was so racist and all the bad things America did. And I would just point out, our history has become so bad, we know so little about our past that we actually buy into some of these thoughts that America is super racist, because we're actually not. If you go, John Adams says the American Revolution began not with the shot at Lexington Green, the shot around the world. He said that's not where it began. It didn't begin at Bunker Hill. He said it actually began with the first bloodshed on King Street. King Street was the Boston Massacre. Well, if people remember, at the Boston Massacre, the first person killed at the Boston Massacre was actually a black patriot, Crispus Attucks. Now, this is interesting. John Adams says the American Revolution began with the death of a black patriot.
A free black patriot, not a slave black patriot.
And if you go to the end of the Revolution, the last major battle of the American Revolution was the Battle of Yorktown. It's where George Washington captured Cornwallis at Yorktown.
That's a perfect painting. It shows that.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. It's graphic. It shows.
This is when the revolution turns. We win the revolution. It's interesting. How did Washington know that Cornwallis was going to be at Yorktown? Well, because there was a black patriot who was a spy in the camp who actually got word to Lafayette, who got word to Washington. There's actually a letter from Lafayette where Lafayette says to Washington, remember I told you I had a spy in Cornwallis' camp, the best spy I have, and he's so good. He just got me word Cornwallis is going. This might be the very moment we've waited for. We actually now can go and capture Cornwallis. The intelligence came from this black spy, James Armistead, who actually took the name Lafayette at the end of the Revolution. Like he was adopted by Lafayette, super cool. But James Armistead Lafayette is the guy who got the intelligence to capture Cornwallis. The American Revolution began with the death of a black patriot. The American Revolution was ended because of the intelligent spy work of a black patriot. Literally, you can't tell the story of the Revolution without including these heroes.